0 to 1 by Peter Thiel, summarized by Steve O. Courage and voiced by Uyo Uyo. Couples of years ago, when I got to understand how I could use the internet to promote my business, there came immediately a temptation to sell to the entire world. Since you can actually reach the world through the internet, why not try to sell to the whole world? Instead of trying to sell to the entire world, I decided to look for a small market I could easily dominate. A market where I could monopolize. One of the most important lessons in 0 to 1 is design your business to be a monopoly. By the way, if this is your first time on our channel, welcome and consider subscribing because we'll help you to read all the world's best books under 7 minutes. Let's move to the second lesson. Now, I heard you saying, but monopoly isn't a good thing for the market. I'll answer you by saying, but competition isn't a good thing for business. Let's face it, most businesses are either losing money or breaking even. According to an online source, as at the time of making this video, there are about 32 million businesses in the United States, among which over 22 million of them are making no significant profit. Now, the question you may want to ask is, why are most businesses not making money? Low profit margin. Low profit margin. Yes, low profit margin is the reason why most businesses make no significant profit, and competition is the reason for low profit margin. If you are a consumer, it's good news for you to know that most businesses you patronize aren't making any profit from you. However, if you're an entrepreneur, that's a bad news because no one wants to build a business without making reasonable profit. So what's the way out? Be unique, be different, be a monopoly. For your business to make a lot of money, you must be able to sell your product at a good price. In other words, you must be able to determine the price, not your competitions. The only way you can ever do that is to be the king in the market. How on earth can you be the king in your market? Your offer must be 10 times better than that of your competitors or very much unique from what they bring to the market. Your business must be so different from the competition that the market perceives you as the king. The second most important lesson in 0 to 1 is have a far better technology or a very unique offer or position. Amazon got started in the year 1996 with just books. Because the company concentrated on the bookstore business alone, it was able to become the world's biggest bookstore within a short period of time. But that was just the beginning. The company has moved from there to become the world's biggest e-commerce company. What's the lesson here? To build a really successful company, you must start with a small market you can easily dominate and then scale up from there to another territory and another market till you become the giant you really want to become. That's why Facebook started with just the Harvard University students, and that's why Google started with only search engine. The third most important lesson in 0 to 1 is start with a small market that you can easily dominate before you eventually become a giant monopoly. Someone watching this video will think, but government doesn't like monopoly. You're right. Government doesn't like monopoly because it's believed to be a business model that discourages creativity and good price. However, almost every successful business in the world is a monopoly in disguise. Just as Standard Oil, Ford Motors and Carnegie Steel were monopoly for many years, today Google is a monopoly, Facebook is a monopoly and Apple is a monopoly. But if monopoly is considered a sin by the government, how do these companies get away with it? These giant companies get away with monopoly because they have learned how to disguise their real businesses. For example, Google calls itself a technology company while it's actually a search engine company. Calling itself a search engine company would have exposed Google to have about 64% of the search market, but by calling itself a technology company, Google looks ridiculously small. One of the questions congressmen asked Mark Zuckerberg while he was battling with his company's data scandal was, "Is Facebook too big?" To which Mark answered, "We only have about 100 million users in the US." Now, the fourth lesson in 0 to 1 is disguise your monopoly status so you will not be crushed. I've been in the business world fully since 2008 and here I am, yet to build the national brand I promised everyone I wanted to build. Am I a failure? Not yet. You see, building a great company takes a lot of time, focus, and determination. If entrepreneurship is what you're willing to do with your life, then get prepared for a long journey. Yes, it's rewarding and exciting, but it's not what most people think it is. While you can go get a job today and start earning money almost immediately, if you start a business today, you may not make any profit for many months to come. Alibaba wasn't making money for many years. Amazon wasn't making money for a long time. PayPal, co-founded by Peter Thiel himself, wasn't making money for years. If you can't wait, you can't build a company. The fifth major lesson in 0 to 1 is you must be willing to wait for a long time if you want to build a successful business. Now, let's discuss. What lessons do you think I missed in this book? What points would you like to add? Which other good books would you like our team to summarize next? We love to receive your comments. If you love the summary, our team will be very happy if you can like this video and share it with your friends on social media. And if you're not subscribed to our channel, subscribe now and turn on the notification because we'll help you to read all the best books in the world within 7 minutes. We love you.